Hey, hey, hey. It is Dr. Kre. I wanted to come in a little bit earlier tonight for the Dr. Kre and Me show because it is raining so very bad at my house. And we are going to get inside and get dry. So I wanted to come in and get started a little bit earlier tonight. Usually we do 6:30, but it's really wet out. And I know that if I got home that my internet connection would be amazingly sucky. So check us out. I'm gonna give it a few minutes before we get started. Hey Eugenia. Hey Patrick. I said it, I'm just getting started. We're gonna talk about the importance of eye exams. Is it really important to get that eye exam? Yes, it is. It is. It is. It is. It's very important. Give you a couple of reasons why. When you get in, tell me hello and let me know where you're watching from. We'll get started in about 1 minute. I hope everybody's had a great day, and I hope that you all are keeping dry. At least in Alabama, it is. Hey, Allison. At least in Alabama, it is amazingly wet here. Really rainy. And we're going to get started. It's been a good week so far. It's Tuesday. Usually we do 6:30. I'm doing it a little early tonight because it's wet here and I'm trying to go home and get situated. And as you know, my internet sucks in the rain. Plus, my internet is a hey, Pamu. The rain plus my internet would be a disaster. So let me know where you're watching from. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. You know who I am. I'm Dr. Kre. I'm your board certified family medicine physician, and I specialize in what's important to you through my awesome practice in Birmingham, Brownstone Total Family Healthcare, my telemedicine practice, the Dr. Kre and Me show. I help you live healthier, happier, whole lives. I'm convinced that when you know better, you do better. And I'm here to help you learn all that you can learn so you can live healthier, happier lives. Okay? So, yes, eye exams are very, 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 very important. I have people come in all of the time and they're like, I have headaches. I have eye pain. Oh, I can't concentrate. I'm looking at a computer all day long. And I'm like, well, when was the last time you had an eye exam? I don't think I've had an eye exam since I was an adult. So let's X that notion out here and now that yes, everyone needs an eye exam. So somebody put that in the chat. Everyone needs a yearly eye exam. So some things that you need to know is number one. Hey, Alvina, number one, eye exams can be started as early as 3 years old. Hey, Ava, 3 years old, guys, okay? At the eye doctor, they're going to start showing them little boats and circles and crosses. So when your child is able to pinpoint symbols, get them to the eye doctor. Because I was so surprised. Zoe's 4.5 now. In her 3.5 class, in her 3-year-old class, there were at least 3 kids in there that were already in glasses. And I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like a slacker. I need to get my kid in to get her eyes checked. So 3 years old, you can be 3 years old getting your eyes checked. Come on in the room, y'all. Come on. So yes, so about 3 years old, they can say those, can talk well, know their alphabets and know their shapes. Get them on into the eye doctor. They may have stigmatisms. They can have all kind of little things. So everyone, hey Pam, yes, everyone needs an eye exam, and the eye exam can start very early. Yes, family, get your kid in. So 3 years old, I say take them in. So Zoe had her first one earlier this year, and she was about 4. So we were a little late with that. So number one, kids need eye exams. Your kid needs an eye exam. So they could start. You don't have to wait till they're failing in school, falling off in school, having issues in school, complaining about headaches. It's so much because a little kid saying they have a headache. I mean, I'm straight to let's make sure we don't have a brain tumor. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm 0 to 100. Yes, you can take them to an optometrist. An optometrist is just fine because if the optometrist finds something, they'll direct you to the ophthalmologist. We went to an optometrist. We went to Now Vision in Birmingham, Alabama. Dr. Lori Jasper, who is a Spelman sister and a soror of mine, and I highly recommend her. So if you're in town, so check her out. So yes, kids need eye exams, even toddlers. So get your 3-year-old, 4-year-olds into the eye doctors if they have not. Here's the other big issue. A lot of people, jobs are not offering eye insurance anymore like they used to. Call there and say, what's the price for a typical eye exam? It may be anywhere from $100, $150. And you may be surprised as an adult if you have dry eyes. That may cover you an eye exam. If you're diabetic, you'll get an eye exam included. Um, and if you have high blood pressure, you can get your eyes checked under your basic health insurance. So my husband went in, he's got high blood pressure. He took his blood pressure, his insurance card in. He was charged a typical copayment and went on with the show. So know your history and know that there are some things in your history that can cause your eyes to be bad. Okay. So when you call, don't just be like, well, I'm just not going to go because I don't have any insurance. Call the eye doctor. Remember we talked about last week saying ask questions, know your plan. Hey, call them and say, hey, I need an eye exam, but I don't have any eye insurance. Can I just give you a quick rundown of my history? You can tell me if I need an eye exam based on my history. Thyroid disease, you need an eye exam. Diabetes, high blood pressure, all things that we need your eyes looked at every single year. So Eugene said, my daughter started getting hers at 4 and turns out her vision was really bad. She has to wear glasses all the time. See, like I said, 4 years old. Start your kids off early getting their eye exams. Don't wait until there's symptoms of headaches, until their grades are falling. So number one, get eye exams early, 4 years old. Optometrists or ophthalmologists. I say optometrists, honestly. And they are used to it. They have great experiences. Go with the flow. Number two, know your insurance. Again, remember we said empower yourself, know what your insurance will cover. Somebody type that in. Two, know that your insurance may allow you to have an eye exam based on your past medical history. Is it high blood pressure, diabetes, thyroid disease, dry eye syndrome? Several diseases out there affect the eyes. Number three, know your family history. Family history is so terribly important because in my family, my grandmother had a touch of glaucoma. Oh, she had a diagnosis of glaucoma. So when I went in and they were looking in my eyes, they were like, yeah, something's off on there. So I'm like, oh my goodness, my grandmother had glaucoma. Checked the pressure in my eyes. The pressure was normal, but I had to go through an extensive amount of testing because my eyes were different when they looked in the back of it. So they just now watch it. I go every single year. So know your family history. If glaucoma runs in your family, if congenital cataracts run in your family, all of these things could be reasons why, hey, I never had to wear glasses, but now all of a sudden I do. Know your history. I went to Dr. Valencia Wells a couple of years ago in Moore's Eye Care in Birmingham, and she took me through the rundown, checked my visual fields, checked the pressure in my eyes to make sure I didn't have glaucoma, because glaucoma can cause blindness, and it is one of the number one reasons that African Americans go blind. So be mindful, know your family history. So number one, let your kids start getting their eyes checked early. 3 years old, when they can get there and tell you their letters and their shapes, get their eyes done. Number two, know your insurance, because you may not need to have specifically eye insurance to get your eyes checked. You may be able to get your eyes checked on your normal health insurance, but you got to know that. You have to know your insurance, what it covers. That's your responsibility, no one else's. Number three, know your family history. Know if there's glaucoma that runs in your family. Hey, Montez. Know if glaucoma runs in there, cataracts runs in there. Know if dry eyes, or do you have autoimmune issues? Thyroid, does that run in your family? That can affect your eyes. So you have to talk. A lot of times, especially in the African American community, we do not do a great job at talking to each other and telling that this was, my such and such was blind. Well, why were they blind? We have no clue why they were blind. They didn't tell us. They didn't talk about those things. No, we need to know. And we need to write that down. so that your doctor knows. So your doctor knows and say, hey, you need to get it together, get your eye exam before you start to have problems. And the next point, number 4, if you're diabetic, you definitely need your yearly diabetic eye exam. You need to be seen at the ophthalmologist. Hey, Abria, you need to be seen at the ophthalmologist. They'll check you for the retinas, checking the retinas, and make sure that the diabetes isn't starting to cause any swelling in your eyes, starting any leakage in your eyes, and that your retina is looking pretty good, because you can have what's called diabetic retinopathy, which can cause blindness. So if you ever wondered, like, my grandma was diabetic, she lost her eyes, she lost her foot, she lost her limbs, she lost her, everything. She was just, really sick, was probably because her diabetes was not controlled. If you're not a controlled diabetic, that means your A1C is less than 7. You can be in trouble. Even with your diabetes being controlled, years and years and years of having diabetes and your body's trying to stay in alignment can affect your kidneys, can affect your vision, can affect your circulation, it can affect your erections, can affect the numbness and tingling in your feet, your small vessels. Diabetes runs a muck on your system. So you have to have at least your once a year diabetic eye exam. Now they're going to ask you when you get to your diabetic eye exam, hey, what's your A1C? You need to know what your A1C. Remember, the A1C, somebody write this down, is the average of your blood sugars over the last 90 days. So over the last 3 months, it tells you what your blood sugars have averaged. We want that to be 150 or less. So your A1C. We want that number to be less than 7. Want to be less than 7, and want your average blood sugars to be less than 150. Okay, so they're gonna want to know that. They're gonna know, hey, what's your A1C? And you're gonna be like, hey, doc, when you get my labs, I'm diabetic. Please tell me what my A1C is. So you're gonna be on the ball, because you're gonna go to the eye doctor and you're gonna say, I know what my A1C is. And FYI, you do not have to be fasting to get your A1C, okay? You do not, because it's going to tell a story. Everybody's like, oh, I ate cake this morning, but I've been eating vegetables and water for the last 90 days. But the A1C come out to be 10. I told you less than 7 is normal. It tells on you, baby, like no other. So letting the eye doctor know what your A1C is allows you to be able to allows them to know how well your blood sugars is being controlled. The higher that number is, the more likely you're going to have comorbidities with the damaging of the retina of your eye, macular edema, swelling in the back of your eye, leakage of the vessels, and you can lose your vision. So let's just do a quick recap. Number 1, make sure that your kids get their eyes